What's up, guys? Welcome back for another video on my S4 project I got going on. Last video I wrapped up the rest of timing, got that all squared away, confirmed with the two rotations of my crank that the timing was correct. So now we're going to move forward to the last little bits and pieces that I have to finish it up. So I skipped ahead a little bit, put the timing covers on, the rest of the accessory pulleys and the serpentine belt. I got the feed lines on, I think. I don't know. The Mamba feed line kit that I got is a little bit confusing for me, at least, and I've been struggling with a little bit. But once I get the turbos on, I'll know a little bit more as far as like where they need to be routed and kind of lengthwise where they need to sit. So once I get the turbos on, that'll be a little bit easier. The return line's super easy. That's easy enough. But I just got to put the passenger side return line on now, and then I can move on to mounting the turbos. I've never installed an aftermarket fuel pump, so I'm kind of trying to wait for help as far as that's concerned, because I want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. But if I can get some help, we'll tackle that today as well. But as of right now, we're just going to install the turbos. I might wrap my downpipes in some exhaust wrap. Just kind of do some of the small tedious things that I wanted to do, and go from there. So we'll get to it. So the return line is pretty self-explanatory. It's just kind of, you got this end goes in somewhere, but then that goes on the other end, then you just put it on the bottom over there. So I'm gonna knock those on real quick, and then we'll probably get to mounting the turbos. So got the passenger side on. Had a little bit of an issue. Stripped out a bolt. So, maybe it'll focus. Barely. But yeah, stripped out a bolt. Luckily I had one that is the same thread and length, so I was able to replace it. I'm gonna go grab the turbos so I can start mounting them. So the passenger side loosely mounted with the hardware. Make sure you put in this crush washer in there. Now we're gonna start just plumbing everything up. This guy is obviously gonna go here. Gotta put the fitting for the oil feed in here. Just gonna start tightening everything up, and yeah, we'll move on to the other side. So I got the turbos mounted, plumbed in, torqued down, everything's solid as far as those are concerned. I didn't film it just because it's a little bit of a process. It can be a bit of a pain just because of where the turbos are located, and I'll show you what you have to do, but you kind of got to grind down some crescent wrenches to be able to fit in between like the two housings, the hot side and the cold side. to tighten down the lines. I'll show you what those wrenches look like here in a second, but it was a little bit of a process, and it was kind of a task to hit record and stop record, so I didn't record it, but they are mounted and set. Basically, as it sits, the motor is ready to go. I just got to put the wiring harness back on. Once I get the wiring harness back, trans is ready to go after I put the clutch on, and then really now I want to start focusing on cleaning it. I just got to wait to get some help to push it out and back in. My driveway is a little bit steep, so I don't want to risk not being able to push it back in. As far as the rest of this video is concerned, though, I'm going to be disassembling my interior to get new interior in, and I will show you what that interior is in just a moment. Before I forget, so typically for OEM bolts it's a 14 and a 19. I got 3/4 here, same thing. And you just shave down this edge here so it can fit in between. But with the Mamba kit, it comes with 14s, so I had to grade down to 14. But yeah, that's basically it as far as the wrenches. It makes it a hell of a lot easier. It's basically impossible to tighten them without it. So, got some Nogaro Blue Interior for the S4. Seat's a little torn up on the driver's side. Most S4 owners know that's kind of an issue. My seat has that same issue. Not quite as bad as this one, but it can be repaired. Not too big of an issue. I'm getting the interior as a straight across trade, so not too mad about it. So gonna start disassembling my interior. The rest of the interior is still in the T1. Gonna start taking my interior out and then clean this one up, and then we'll get it in the car. I'm gonna try and film as much of it as I can, but as you can see, I kind of got like limited room on both sides of the car. If I can't film much of it, forgive me. You'll see the end result regardless. I can't put the back seats completely in because I still got to tackle the fuel pump. So there's that, but I'm gonna do as much as I can. All right, so the interior is all in. Let me get a little light going for you guys. So interior is in. I cleaned up the seats and stuff a little bit. Didn't vacuum or anything because there's still some work to be done on the car, of course, so I don't want to clean it just to get it dirty again. But the interior is 100% in. I know I mentioned in the last video how I couldn't completely put it in because of the fuel pump, but I went ahead and knocked out the fuel pump as well. Wired in the fuel pump, the walboro 450, dropped that in there. It is also extremely recommended to wire in a relay coming off of the fuel pump wiring. Apparently the walboros like to pull a lot of amperage, so it's just better safe than sorry and wire in a relay, which I did do. It's all underneath the seat right there. So all that's completed. Really, there's not much left on this car. I got to put the clutch and flywheel on, put the trans on. I still have to finish up the inlets. Right now I'm waiting on getting 2 more of these pieces. The excess power inlets, they're supposed to just push onto the housing of the turbo like factory, but I've heard that the excess power ones like to come off a lot, and as you can see from the location of the turbos and inlets, that would not really be a good thing. That would really suck. So I've heard a lot of people will cut that lip where it connects on off and replace it with inlets. Not inlets, couplers right there. So that's what I'm doing. I just have to get some more couplers. But aside from that, this thing is basically ready to be put in. I have to put the wiring harness on it. That's supposedly supposed to be done near the end of the week. Let's hope. If that is the case, I can put the wiring harness on and put the motor in. Of course, after whatever my after we put the trans on and all that good stuff. But I'm getting close. I did find some 10mm spacers that I'm on here. See kind of where the poke is at, because you can't really see. I don't know. It's kind of a lot in my eyes. I don't think I could put the lowering springs on just with the way that it sits. So Gonna put the spacers on. There's still some small stuff to be done, but we're close. So that's the end of today's video. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. As always, kind of a lame little short video, but I'm close. Doesn't look like it, but I'm close. So tune in next time, guys. I really appreciate you. We'll see you later. Peace. So I realized I didn't really film much of the interior install, and I didn't film any of the fuel pump. That's my mistake. I just kind of get in the zone and forget to hit record, honestly. So that's my apologies. Another reason, as far as the fuel pump is concerned, there's not much space, and I was going off of another video, and I think I've said this before, I don't want to be the guy that like replicates others' videos. So I'm gonna link the videos as far as the fuel pump. I'll reference and link those in the description. That way you guys do have some sort of reference if you guys need a little bit of help as far as the walboro install is concerned, because I was extremely confused. It was kind of difficult, and his videos helped a ton, so shout out to him. The interior, extremely simple. If you guys want me to kind of touch base on the interior, just comment, and I don't mind. It's a lot simpler than I thought. It was a little bit of a hassle, but way simpler than I anticipated. But yeah, I just wanted to say my bad for not filming most of that. I just kind of got in the zone. It was split up between a couple of days, mind you, and when I did work on it, I was just kind of like nose to the grindstone doing it. So wanted to say apologies for not recording much of it. I'll try and be better, but as always, I appreciate you guys, so peace.